What's up, 10 Scale Squad? The WLTOYS 144001 has been the absolute king of the budget spec RCs for a while now. And 2 years ago, we got one and figured out what all the hype was about. And we freaking loved that thing, and you guys did too. And there's been a lot of companies jumping on that train and making similar buggies on a similar or even the same platform or the same chassis. But none of them have really held up to the same awesomeness, the same jam as the original. But now there is a new one. Exactly the same as the old one, except it's brushless. Why is everyone buying it? Today we're gonna find out. Oh my God, it's windy. So we are here at the racetrack. We're gonna put the thing through its paces. We're gonna give it a speed run, see how fast it is, faster. And of course, we're going to test its durability. That's enough yakking, let's get to it. So here it is, and the first thing that you'll notice is these tires. It has new, super knobby, pretty aggressive tires that definitely aren't, I don't like them as much as the old ones. But other than that, it's still totally the same. We've still got fully adjustable oil-filled shocks front and back, metal drive shaft, metal dog bones, metal links, super heavy duty aluminum chassis. I mean, the thing is actually pretty bulletproof. Underneath, it looks pretty much the same as the old one, except we've got that brushless motor and 3-wire servo, a separate receiver as opposed to the ESC receiver combo. So upgrades on this thing or changing out components should be way simpler, way easier. I love it. Now, you really should go through this thing when you first get it, nut and bolt the whole thing, check the diffs for grease, all that good stuff. I did none of that. We're just gonna go maximum berries and send this thing. How fast does it go? Let's find out. So the regular WLTOYS, the brushed version, the 144001 brushed version, that did 30 miles per hour. Now keep in mind that is a 550 motor, so big old brushed motor, whereas this is just a little 380 brushless motor. So we're gonna throw the GPS speedometer on here and we're gonna find out for sure. Speed, peak speed. Hit record on that. Here we go. Regular's wide open. Driving one-handed speed runs, it's something. 37? No way. Dang, 37 is pretty quick. Yeah, quite a bit faster than the brushed version. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. But I think there might be a little bit more in it. Let me actually put down the camera and try and get a good, nice, long rip on it and see if we can get 38. Oh, no way. 39. Can we get 40 mile an hour? Can we get 40? I want to see if we can get it. Let me get the big long run up here. We'll see if we can hit 40. Did we get it? Yes! Yeah! We got it, guys. 40 freaking mile an hour. 40 mile an hour out of that thing. That is 10 mile an hour faster than the old brushed version. So there you go. Hashtag brushed motors matter. Not today. All right, let's try both of them from a dig. Same time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah. Clearly faster. What do you think? We might even be able to go a little bit faster than that. Not to mention tuning the suspension, getting it hunkered down a little bit. That oil-filled suspension, I mean, it's fully adjustable, so there's definitely some playing around we could do. What do you think? Could we hit 45 on a stock brushless WLTOYS? I mean, we gotta be pretty gosh darn close. And think about, that's on 2S too, so if we put a 3S battery in here, what do you think? 50 mile an hour? Is that, let me know if that's something you want to see. If I get, 500 likes on this video, I'll throw 3S in this thing and some street tires. We'll try to hit 50 mile an hour out of this thing. Make it happen, 10 Skill Squad. It's plenty fast around the racetrack, but keep in mind, it still does have some of that, you know, smaller scale budget spec foibles. One, the turning is super duper darty, really short wheelbase. The thing, rather than holding it sideways and being really super controlled and precise around a corner, it doesn't want to do that. It just wants to snap and rip. So here I come into the turn, half throttle, and it goes wide. So normally you would just turn in hard, and then once the thing starts coming around, you give it a boot full, bring the back around, let go of the steering, and it'll straighten out. That does not work here. The whole thing just spins. It's that short wheelbase. Oh. Yeah, dang it. Not bad. Oh, terrible. Oh, come on. And keep in mind, those diffs have teeny tiny little gears in it, and every time that it lands, oh, it just makes you cringe a little bit, because you know those things are just getting the snot beat out of them. It's not what you would call efficient. It is what you would call incredibly power hungry. This is the third battery that I've actually put in this thing. Run times, not great. You know, if you run like a short course truck at a racetrack and you're used to doing, you know, 15 laps and that's, you know, you have completely exhausted your battery, this is kind of the same. That brushless motor, although it is small, it is fierce. And you do lose some of the linear acceleration that you get with a brushed motor. You know, this guy, the throttle, while it is, of course, totally proportional, the throttle is almost either on or off. It's not a very smooth power delivery, and you definitely notice that when you're trying to finesse it through turns or even over jumps. That being said, it does control in the air really well. I mean, she wants to lean back on you, but you just give it a dab of brake, she levels out and lands really nicely. This suspension is among the best that I have ever seen on a budget spec vehicle. But if you're not concerned with racing, if you just want to give this thing maximum berries and see what kind of just catastrophic trouble you can get into, let's do that. Windy out here. I think I'm just about ready to go into LiPo cutoff mode on this thing. So real quick, let me just get the boring details out of the way. if you're just getting into the hobby, or maybe you're thinking about this as your first car, just keep in mind it does come with a battery, a little LiPo charger to get you started. It uses a 2S LiPo, obviously. It uses Fiends connectors. You need 4 AA batteries for your transmitter here. But again, you know, I would absolutely recommend getting some additional batteries. You know, any little mini like 2S LiPo packs like these doodles right here. This one's like 1500 milliamp. That'll be enough. So, yeah, what do we think of this thing? It's absolutely totally fine. I gave this thing an absolute beating. I mean, look at the chassis. It's got some battle scars in there, so you know I was going pretty hard on it. But the thing is fine. The drive shafts are all intact. They're not bent. The diffs are still working. There's no clicky diff action happening. So actually better than the original Brush WLTOYS. If you remember, we ripped the diff in that thing on our very first run. So yeah, so far so good. I mean, it's the same chassis. I don't think anything on it is upgraded from the original, other than just different motor and driveline. So yeah, I absolutely freaking love this thing. And 40 mile an hour right out of the gate, right out of the box, no modifications. That's pretty impressive. So if you guys want to pick one of these up for yourself, I'm gonna put a link to where I got mine down in the doodle below. And if this is your first time checking out the channel, welcome. I'm glad you found it. I like to do RC shenanigans like this all the time. I've got some wicked stuff coming. Oh man, there's more wind coming too. So you're gonna want to stick around. All right guys, until next time. Chopping budget specs out here. Chopping them.